The United States struggles with an ongoing obesity crisis. The root of this problem is the lack of education on nutrition, which starts in the school systems. The issue is only lightly addressed throughout elementary, middle school, and high school levels, when it really should be a priority in all health programs. Physical education courses should also be involving students in a more vigorous physical education program. Because our school systems lack teaching a more in-depth health and fitness curriculum, the state of obesity affects many people starting at a young age, and it is eventually too difficult to resolve. If schools were provided with increased funding for health programs, this issue could be prevented in the future. Schools are not provided with physical education equipment that keeps students active and engaged enough to reach their fitness goals per day. In the United States, more than one-third of adults are obese, which is 35.7%, and as time goes on, that number continues to increase. There are more very dangerous conditions that are related to obesity, such as heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and certain kinds of cancer. The South has the highest obesity rate, which is 29.5%. The Midwest follows with a 29.0%. The Northeast has a rate of 25.3%, and the region with the lowest rate is in the West with 24.3%. People are more likely to become obese when they have a lower income because healthier choices tend to be more expensive. The South is a region known for having a lower income in comparison to other regions in the United States, and as is evident in regional obesity statistics, they have the highest obesity rate. The government should not only be implementing better educational programs to prevent and educate students about the dangers of obesity, but also they should provide healthier options for families with lower incomes. Michelle Obama, however, has made progress in implementing a healthier student lunch program, which is giving students the basic nutrition they need.
I do think America has a problem with obesity mainly because of their meal proportions. In other countries you find that they're much smaller, and here you can go to the Cheesecake Factory and have food that will last for like weeks.
Alright, I also think that obesity is an issue in our country because kids aren't getting the proper education that they need about nutrition and what's good and what's bad, and they're going home and just eating snacks that are going to give them a little bit of like a blood sugar high and then drop off and they'll just be more hungry later. So it's just adding to the obesity in our country.
To prevent myself from becoming obese, I play a lot of sports and like extracurriculars and that involve exercise, along with maybe going on a run or just taking the initiative myself to work out.
Do you think our school encourages that?
I think it definitely does in a way that you bond during a sports team, but I think more kids could get involved, and I don't think that many people exercise on their own.
To prevent myself from becoming obese, I exercise, but I don't play any sports, so I exercise, and I also try to eat healthy when I can. I take Cooking for Fitness at our school, which helps. I don't think that our school does a great job of providing nutritional, values and facts and stuff like that, because I don't think the health classes do a great job of that, but if you were to learn anything about it, it'd be in cooking class.
In my work with Joe, a personal trainer, physical therapist, and nutritionist at Sports and Physical Therapy Associates in Needham, Massachusetts, I asked many of the clients what type of education they received about nutrition and healthy lifestyles. They said they received little, if any, information at all about how to maintain a healthy lifestyle in school. Some of the clients with children said they do not feel as though their children have been taught what healthy options are and how severe and significant the obesity crisis in the United States truly is. Some were even unsure if their children knew there was such a crisis in our country, which is very concerning. Joe is an educator to his clients in that he informs them constantly about new nutrition and physical fitness studies and tests to place yourself on a universal scale to compare yourself with other people of your age and type. Joe's clients vary from young aspiring athletes to Division I collegiate athletes, adults, and people with injuries in need of physical therapy. His extensive variation of clients makes him more knowledgeable of all different fitness types, but however, all clients fall under the same category of students. Joe educates everyone on the same basic nutritional requirements and preventative measures to avoid obesity. Many of his clients have said on numerous occasions that they would not be aware of nearly as many nutritional requirements if they had not attended sessions.
I'm here today to talk about nutrition and a few topics within it. The first thing I'd like to talk about is a few myths debunked about nutrition, some common thoughts that actually are not true. One of the largest things that is not true, one of the most common myths, is that eating less and exercising more will actually make you lose weight or keep you from being obese. That is actually 100% incorrect. The body is a very, very smart thing, and if it recognizes you are not consuming enough food, it will not know when the next meal is coming, and therefore it will store fat to survive. So if you do not continue to consume food, the body will slow the metabolism down in hopes of not burning the supplied nutrients that are available, and to extend the life of those macronutrients. So actually, the key to losing weight is to eat often, not necessarily more in quantity, but certainly more often, in conjunction with exercise. A second myth is
In my internship with Joe, I did a lot of research with him, and he guided me through the various myths of obesity facts and statistics in the United States, as well as other weight loss mechanisms some educators try to instill in their students and/or clients. We looked at the progressive increase in obesity in the United States and studied it thoroughly.
discuss is nutrition in schools and how we can make it better. In today's day and age, with bullying and taboo topics in our schools, it's very difficult. But I think the number one issue is not being afraid to talk about it. So, without pointing fingers, we can still, in a very general way, address obesity, address poor eating, address healthy lifestyles. With budget cuts and physical education oftentimes being one of the first things out the door, or, nutritional plans in the cafeterias, and I understand classes are longer, so kids have less time to eat and are eating quicker and less nutritional foods. There's a few things we can do to improve that. I think one of the biggest things is to either hire a dual credentialed nurse in every school, so a nurse that's also a registered dietitian or has some sort of nutritional certification. And number two, maybe provide free classes for parents once a month or once every 2 weeks. I think that could be huge because everything starts at home, no matter what it is in life. So maybe providing free classes to parents would help to educate not only them but also their food preparation for their family dinners, and when they prepare food for their children, and they can pass it down the line. Monkey see, monkey do. Regarding the nurse and the dual credential, I think it would be
The United States government should be more proactive in formulating various solutions and responses to the obesity crisis. Obesity starts at a young age and most likely continues throughout the life of an obese person. Schools should be required to implement health plans and curriculums to raise awareness of the issue and teach students to take preventative measures. Education on the repercussions of obesity should also be presented to the people more because they are very serious and dangerous, most even life-threatening. Education in such a major health issue should not be an opportunity, but a requirement.